Let's talk about fat. That three-letter word that's haunted your grocery list and your conscience at some point. For decades, we were told fat was the villain, the greasy, artery-clogging monster behind every heart attack, love handle, and guilty midnight snack. Avoid fat, they said, and we listened. But here's the twist. The fat lie. The idea that fat makes you fat and sick was built on a whole lot of misunderstanding. So buckle up, because today we're peeling back the truth behind one big question. Have we been lied to about fat for decades? Right here on History of Food. In the 1950s, heart disease was skyrocketing. People were dropping dead of heart attacks left and right, and everyone wanted answers fast. Enter Ancel Keys, a confident physiologist with a mighty mustache and an even mightier theory. He came up with the diet heart hypothesis, the idea that saturated fat raises cholesterol, clogs arteries, and causes heart disease. Sounds logical, right? The problem? His research was, let's say, a little selective. Keys conducted what became famous as the 7 countries study, where he looked at data from, you guessed it, 7 countries. What he didn't mention? He actually had data from 22 countries, but he only used the 7 that fit his theory. The others, like France, where people were eating croissants, butter, and cheese by the bucket load but had low heart disease rates, didn't make the cut. Despite that, Keys became the darling of the nutrition world. His theory took off faster than avocado toast on Instagram. By the 1960s, fat is bad became gospel. Even the American Heart Association got on board, partly thanks to surprise funding from the vegetable oil industry. Because if animal fat was bad, guess who had the healthy alternative? That's right, the guys selling corn, soybean, and canola oil. The government eventually jumped in too. The message: eat less fat, eat more carbs. And just like that, the low-fat era began. Every supermarket aisle turned into a low-fat paradise. Low-fat yogurt, low-fat cookies, even low-fat peanut butter, which, by the way, makes about as much sense as caffeine-free coffee. The problem? To make those foods taste good after removing fat, which gives food flavor, manufacturers dumped in sugar, lots of it. So while people were patting themselves on the back for cutting fat, they were unknowingly loading up on sugar. The result? Exactly what you'd expect. Obesity rates shot up, diabetes skyrocketed, and heart disease didn't really go away. It was like switching from cigarettes to vaping and then wondering why your lungs still hate you. And let's not forget margarine, the healthy butter substitute that was supposed to save our hearts. Turns out it was loaded with trans fats, which are basically the Voldemort of nutrition. They raise bad cholesterol, lower good cholesterol, and clog your arteries like traffic on a Monday morning. So while we were spreading that yellow, heart-healthy goop on our toast, we were literally smearing danger on our breakfast. Fast forward a few decades, and the cracks in the low-fat narrative started to show. Scientists began noticing something strange. Populations eating higher-fat diets weren't necessarily less healthy. The Mediterranean diet, rich in olive oil, nuts, fish, and yes, fat, was associated with longer life and lower heart disease. Then came the big wake-up calls. In the early 2000s, several massive studies re-examined the data. Saturated fat wasn't the villain it had been made out to be. Sure, eating 3 sticks of butter a day isn't great, but moderate fat from real food sources, meat, eggs, dairy, nuts, didn't actually increase heart disease risk for most people. But how did this fat phobia stay alive for so long? One word: money. Once the low-fat trend caught on, entire industries were built around it. Food companies, cereal brands, and the vegetable oil lobby. Think about it. If you're Kellogg's or Nestle, and the government just told everyone to eat fewer fats and more carbs, That's basically a golden ticket. Hello, breakfast cereals, granola bars, and heart-healthy pasta dinners. Let's pause for a second and think about how this changed everyday life. For decades, we avoided foods humans had eaten forever. Eggs, butter, steak, full-fat yogurt, suddenly branded as bad. Remember those fat-free Snackwell's cookies in the 90s? People were inhaling boxes because, hey, no fat. Never mind the sugar. We were so scared of fat, we forgot to check what replaced it, like breaking up with your toxic ex, only to date their worst cousin, sugar. Here's the irony. We actually need fat. Our brains, hormones, and key vitamins all rely on it. Cutting fat didn't just remove flavor, it stripped away vital nutrients. Not all fat is equal, though. Unsaturated fats are great. Saturated fats are fine in moderation, and trans fats, the man-made ones, deserve to be launched into the sun. The real problem wasn't fat itself, but the wrong kinds and too much processed junk. The good news? We're finally unlearning the fat lie. Butter's back, eggs are pardoned, and people are realizing fat doesn't make you fat. Excess calories and sugar do. But after decades of low-fat hype, old habits die hard. Some still eye an avocado like it's plotting against their arteries. So what can we take away from all this? Nutrition science evolves, and that's okay. The problem wasn't that scientists got it wrong, it's that we stopped questioning. When an entire industry pushes one health message, always ask, who profits? And remember, balance beats extremes. Fat isn't evil. Carbs aren't evil. The real villains are ultra-processed foods, clever marketing, and the myth of a one-size-fits-all diet. So the next time you spread butter on toast or drizzle olive oil over your salad, remember, you're not rebelling. You're just reclaiming common sense. Humans have eaten fat for thousands of years. It was never the enemy. The real crime was believing the lie for so long. Because after all, life's too short for fat-free cheese. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.